says here there's two types of traumas in life. There's the traumas that happen to you in life, and there is the trauma that is life. And interestingly, Paul Tillich says the traumas that happen to us in life, the therapy is the kind of discipline that tries to help us work that through. But the trauma that is life itself is the role of the priest. The role of a community like this is like, yeah, of course, I can't, for example, help you with your individual traumas that have happened to you, important traumas that are in your community. But there's also, even if everything was great, there is the trauma that is life itself. Guilt, meaninglessness, sense of death, all of that. And religion, in its kind of traditional sense, can shore up our defenses against that anxiety, that trauma, that difficulty, and that's fine. But Tillich says when that begins to crumble and disappear and no longer work for you, are you left with nothing? He says, no. Because something else arises, which is a type of ability to affirm life in the midst of the chaos and the difficulties and the struggles, which doesn't mean you enjoy them or you like them. It doesn't mean you're saying you're happy about some terrible thing, but it means that you're not destroyed by it. You're able to bear the weight of it. You're able to say yes and amen to life in the midst of the difficulties. Nietzsche actually had a thought experiment, very, very crazy thought experiment, where he said, imagine everything that's ever happened to you will happen again for all eternity. Everything. And then he says, well, he says a demon, imagine a demon comes to your bed and says, I've cursed you with eternal repetition of your life. And Nietzsche says, well, if you're able to look that devil in the eye and say, bring it on, I will affirm that life again and again, he says you have overcome. That's kind of his notion of a kind of salvation. But that's similar to what Tillich is saying, is that actually the religion that arises after the end of religion is a religion that doesn't protect you from the difficult things that you're going through, the people you've hurt, the people who have hurt you, things that you carry. It doesn't protect you against those things. It actually leads you deeper into them. Just like a therapist, when you go to a therapist and you go like, oh my goodness, there's a trapdoor of all monsters and goblins and all of that, and I'm getting pulled into it. Every time I go to bed, I'm getting pulled into that place. I just need someone to help me get away from it. And so, of course, what does a therapist do? They kick you in there, because that's where you have to go, right? That's where you're going to find freedom. In the same way, religion at its best is a technology. Well, this is a technology. Technology just means something you use for transformation, you know. So this is a technology that helps us widen our affirmation of life, helps us go, it's not okay sometimes, and that's okay. That helps us find that we can affirm life and get involved in political stuff and cultural stuff and friendships, not narrowing our world down and down and down and down and down into a point, but rather kind of expanding our world in deeper and ever deeper kind of ways. So that story that I began with, it is the death of religion as the treasure at the bottom of the garden. Church is the thief in the night that takes away that object that is so important to us, that holds us together, but it gradually, just like maybe you've got a kid and they've got a security blanket, and I'm not a parent, but I'm guessing you don't just take it away and throw it away, right? But I guess you put it in the washing machine for a couple of hours to get them away from it, and then you kind of like lose it for a little while, and then you gradually get the child to get to the point where they can be without the security blanket, which was important for a time, but so that they can expand their affirmation of life. We have to start to find ways of giving up those objects, not so that we despair, but so that we can affirm life in an even deeper and richer way. And we need sermons and songs and comedy and poker tables and pool rooms and pubs and coffee tables and confessionals to do that. We have to, wherever we can find those technologies that help us bring the stuff to the surface. And I say it might be the pub or the poker table, the coffee shop or the confessional that you find that, but the place where you can be honest and let those things down, those defenses down. Look at the difficulties in your life. Realize that it's not okay. It's not okay. You're not okay. Even if your life's going well, there's tough things going on. And that's okay. And we find ways of affirming it. How? Like the comedian who says something really embarrassing happened to them in a hospital, like something awful, and then you're laughing about it, and you go, wow, that happened to me, but I repressed that because I never wanted to talk about it, but now I'm laughing about it. Now I can actually talk about it. Or a song that's about losing someone you love, and you go, oh, I lost someone I love, but I could never go to that place. I had to hide that. I had to push that down. But now I'm listening to this song, I can go there. I can go to that place, and I can affirm that. Doesn't mean I'm saying it was great. It's just I can mourn. I can mourn. It's very important to mourn. There's, in graveyards, they have the phrase, gone but not forgotten. But for most of us, it's the other way around, forgotten but not gone. We try to forget our suffering, and so it doesn't go. It stays with us, and it comes out in horrible ways. But to mourn is to bring to the surface. And to bring to the surface is to be freed from the negativity of it, to make it a part of you, to do a wake. A wake is an Irish kind of ritual where you basically, after a funeral, have a few drinks, have a laugh, talk about the person who's gone, cry a little bit, do all of that in community. And the idea of a wake is that in mourning together, laughing and crying together, we actually are able to take on the best of what we've lost and get rid of that which stings the most. So whenever I do talk like this, and I'm asked to do a benediction, and they ask me to do a benediction, I always go to my go-to, which is one that was written for a community like this that I was part of in Belfast, written by a poet called Padraig O Tuama. He wrote a benediction for us, and it's very similar to the Catholic benediction. Catholic benediction is go in peace. Go in peace into the world. But this benediction, I think, captures something of what I'm trying to communicate here. And it captures something of what you're already doing here. So if you want, please stand with me, and I will say this benediction, and then you can go off and do whatever you have to do. It goes like this. The task is ended. Go in pieces. Our faith has been rear-ended, certainty amended, and something might be mended that we didn't know was torn. And we are fire, bright, burning fire, turning from the higher places from which we fell, emptying ourselves into the hell in which we'll find our loving and beloved brother, mother, sister, father, friend. And so, friends, the task is ended. Go in pieces to see and feel your world.